Hello, everyone, and welcome to Here is the Story. I am Dee Burns. As I told you guys last week and the week before, I was interviewing my friend Michael Mackie today, and I am so excited to have him here. Um, he's such a great friend, and I was so excited when he wrote his book, and I'm going to show it to you. It's called You Have 4 Minutes. My Life
Oh,
as an Unlikely Celebrity Interviewer. Yes.
oh, oh, oh.
I want to say, I like the title of your book, but it does not roll off the tongue easily. And I've
That's
always,
on you. That's not on
is
me.
it? Is
You
it?
have 4 minutes. You have 4 minutes.
You have
You
4 minutes.
have
I
four.
have 4 minutes today. Oh my God. Okay.
Actually, I'm giving you 45. You get
You
all the
are.
time.
I
This is
did.
my longest interview ever.
Really?
Know that.
Well, it might not be the full 45 minutes. So I'll just
Oh
tell
my
you that. I'll
God.
try, but I don't know if it will be. Oh my God. You've had such an amazing life. And let me start out by saying,
That we've been friends for 100 years.
well, I wasn't going to say 100, but yeah, we've been friends for a very long time. And I don't know if you remember, you approached me, I think it was probably the second day of seventh grade.
I don't know where you're going with this. Hold on. I
I
need to grab my coffee. If this is story time.
Right. Okay, here's the story.
Okay.
Um, but at the time, I moved from small town Iowa, very small town Iowa, to the capital of Iowa, Des Moines. And the schools were just so much bigger and overwhelming. And even though we went to a small private school, it was still, for me, larger. And I'll never forget on the second day, I was at my locker. I don't know if you remember this. And you walked over and you stood at the locker next to me, and you're like, "We got you." And that's really kind of all you said. Well, it wasn't maybe "we got you," but it was along. That was the meaning. And I thought, this cool kid is actually talking to me. I could, and you always made me feel so welcome and so wonderful. And through the years, you have
Called your sorry ass every 10 minutes.
no, you've been an advocate for me with my MS, and I do have subscribers on here that suffer from MS, and you've always been the one to call me and how are you doing? At one time, you worked for a company, a drug company, and you were kind of on top of the drugs for MS that were coming to the market, and you just always been that
That
person
was
that
right
always,
around the time that you got diagnosed, too. And suddenly
yeah,
I became
I know.
an accidental MS expert. I'm like, I'm working with all these MS drugs that
Yeah,
I didn't know anything about MS before I started at this organization. And
yeah.
then right around that time is when you got diagnosed. I was like, well, there's a
Hmm.
bit of weird serendipity.
Yeah, right. My gosh. But anyway, thank you for always having my back when it comes to that, checking up on me to see how I'm feeling, being my late night, not really late night, but calls of whining and this isn't fair, Michael, that I'm in a wheelchair and this isn't fair and that isn't fair. And, you're just like, you know what, girl, put on your big panties. Let's go.
I've always thought that we have some sort of weird cosmic connection because I always
Yeah.
seem to know when you're like really
Yes.
like DEFCON 1, for lack of a
Yeah.
better. I don't know why, but
I don't either. And then all of a sudden my phone will light up and it'll say Michael Mackie. And I'm like, nah, come on. And you're like, hey, whore.
well, I mean,
uh, yeah, it's okay. Whatever. Okay. Well, so the first thing I want to talk about is your book, obviously.
wait, I think the first thing that we should talk about is how good I look this morning at the ass crack of dawn. Who wanted this interview at 8:30 in the morning? Oh, wait, it was me.
It
Never,
was.
never mind, never mind.
I had it for later, and then you said, "No, let's do it earlier." Oh, shoot. Yeah. But anyway, I want to tell you that I enjoyed your book so much. It was so good. And I'm just going to highlight a few things today. Um, but first of all, I want to start out by asking you, and please don't hate me, okay? Have you won Emmys or Oscars?
Emmys for TV.
Emmys, okay. Okay. Because I get those confused all the time. How many do you have?
8. I'm looking at them right now. They're
You
literally
have
sitting. Uh-huh. They're sitting on my mantle. Well, they're regional Emmys, so I affectionately refer to them
Oh,
as Schmemmys. But still, it's I have 8
yeah,
of them, and you know
right. Oh my
the
gosh.
Ocho.
Um, are you going to leave one of them to me in your will?
Well, apparently now I have to. That's awkward. Ain't
That's
that weird?
awkward. Oh God. Anyway, yeah, yeah. So you're Emmy award winning. I didn't know it was 8. I thought it was like 4. Gosh. Okay.
I keep telling you, I'm kind of a big deal. I mean, I
You are.
literally
You
start
are.
every conversation with that. So
You
I think
are.
you get it at some point.
I know. Well, okay. So let me tell you this. I want to start out talking about your parents because I will
You knew
say
him, you loved him.
yes. And I have to tell you, I was always jealous that you had such amazing parents. And it was so amazing to read the chapter that you have in here with you and your parents and the love that your family had. I mean, you're an only child. It was a miracle that that your mom even became pregnant with you. Um,
At age
and
40,
yeah, I know. Can you
which
imagine?
back in 1970, was like a medical miracle.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but anyway, we lovingly called your mom. Your dad's name was Bob. Your mom's name was Beverly, and we lovingly called her the Bevinator.
The Bevinator. It's facts.
Yeah.
She did not suffer fools lightly
Oh,
at
yeah.
all.
No.
So,
But anyway, I want you to tell the story when you won your first Emmy. That's my
oh,
favorite story about your mom.
okay. Well, actually, I won 2 the same year,
Oh,
and
okay.
I was just over the moon.
Yeah.
Not only did I win 1, I won 2, and I went and I
Yeah.
went back to Des Moines with said Emmys in hand. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
surprised I didn't have them like draped around my neck, but I
Necklace in town.
no, I walked in and I set both of my Emmys down, and I go, "Mom, look, I won 2 Emmys." And my mom, the Bevinator, said,
Bevinator.
the Bevinator goes, "Were they for the show that I'm watching right now?" And I go, "No." And she goes, "Well, then don't interrupt me. I'm trying to watch my program. Also, take the dog out. And don't scratch the
Oh,
table with those.
oh,
And there's
oh.
meatloaf in the oven." And I go like this. I literally am sitting there in front of my Emmys that are sitting in front of her, and she just goes like this and back to her show. Like, what? And take the
Oh
dog out and
my
don't
God.
scratch the table up with those, and there's meatloaf in the oven. My mom not easily impressed apparently by
Oh
anything,
God.
but that more people know that
Yeah.
line than anything else the
Yeah.
Bevinator has ever said. The fact that she
No.
said, "Hey mom, I won 2 Emmys. Were they for the show that I'm watching?" No. Well then don't interrupt me. I'm watching my
Yeah.
program.
Yeah. And then she looked back at the TV.
And then she looked back at the TV.
Ah,
Oh, a mother's love.
yeah. And then your dad, Bob. I mean, I always enjoyed, you were so good about posting his picture on Facebook and the adventures that you and him were having after your mom passed. And that man, he could eat a cinnamon roll. I can't say that word.
A
Sorry.
cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
He couldn't just eat it. He could literally unhinge his jaw and eat it whole. You know, like those.
I know.
You know, like where a python. You know, like those videos where a python like consumes a whole goat like in one fell swoop. That was my dad with a
Really?
pecan sticky bun. Oh, he
Yeah.
loved them.
Yeah, he did
In
love
fact, I went to this
barbecue.
new bakery this morning, and it was brand new. It just opened up today, and I went and I was like, ma'am, you can't call yourself a bakery without a pecan sticky bun. And she goes,
No.
okay, weirdo, I'll get right on that. But
Oh, oh, I know. I just
I may or may not go back, but I'm going to write a tersely worded
a tersely
Yelp
worded.
review.
Um, and your dad loved his favorite was upside down pineapple cake.
Ooh, he did. He loved him some pineapple upside down
Yeah,
cake.
yeah, he
In
did.
fact, I remember one year it was my birthday, and I was all excited because it was like, "Ooh, I got you a cake," and I was like, "That's
Oh,
very thank you, Dad," because I'm more of a pecan pie kind of guy.
really?
And then I get home, and there is a giant. I mean, there is a sheet cake of pineapple upside down cake, and I go, "Whose birthday is this?" And he was like, "Well, you like pineapple upside down cake." I'm like, "Do I?" I'm like, "You like
What?
pineapple upside down."
Yeah,
So we sat and we ate pineapple upside down cake. He ate a lot more than I did.
yeah.
Bless.
Bless his heart.
But you notice the book is dedicated to mom and dad.
Yes, it is, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, um, your chapter here about your parents, and I'm going to read from your book as we go. I've got some things highlighted that I wanted to read, but the first thing I want to say is you got a paragraph in here where in the chapter where you talk about your parents, and you say, "Growing up, I was beyond my years. For the most part, I despised being around other children," which I think is so funny. "If there was a group of adults, I wanted to be in the mix. I found kids to be insufferable and still do. So I was happy as a clam to just hang out with mom and dad." I
I
will
did.
say,
I don't know any kid who really enjoyed hanging out with their folks. You did?
no.
Oh.
My oldest son, Hunter, he he is exactly like that paragraph. We would have people over to our house, my ex-husband and I, our friends, and we'd send all the kids upstairs and we'd be downstairs talking, playing cards, whatever. And Hunter would always be right there. And I would say, "Hunter, go play with the kids." And he'd be like, "No, I want to hang with you guys because I want to hear you guys talk." And constantly, I mean, he always wanted to be around the adults. He did not like to be with other kids. And I
Ugh.
just,
Kids are the worst.
they are, they're mean. But yeah, I
Kids
mean,
are
when I read
like
that,
kids are like me, mine, mine,
yeah,
mine. It's like a
oh,
little
kids.
shriveled version of myself. I hate them.
But when I read that paragraph, I was like, "Oh my God, that is so my son Hunter, exactly like that." And we call him an old soul. We've called him that his whole life. But um, then you talk about, and this is the second paragraph that I read that reminded me of my son Hunter. You said, "Be mindful, my friends, when that switch flips and you become the adult with your parents. There's not a reset button. Your parents are now relegated to relying on you for most everything, no matter how independent they may seem." That is where Hunter and I's relationship is now.
The switch is flipped.
Yeah. Because, having multiple sclerosis and being in a wheelchair, I'm limited. And so he comes over and he takes me places. I don't have a driver's license anymore. He drives me places. And I just think it's weird how your life and his life kind of parallel. And not that he's going to be a celebrity interviewer, but I just made me think of him. Oh, okay. Then I want you to tell the story about. I'm not going to read this, but I want you to tell me the story about when you needed cash to finish this book.
Oh, this is a bonkers bananas
Yeah,
story.
it is.
So my parents are very buttoned up, and they had a trust, and there was a whole thing, and
Oh,
then
really?
after my dad passed away, the mercifully all the T's were crossed and I's were dotted, and the only thing that I really hadn't tackled because I just wasn't emotionally or mentally or spiritually or cosmically prepared for it was to go into the bank vault, into the safety deposit box. I had access to it. I had the key. I had all the things. So I remember going in. I took my Uncle Tom, and I am standing there, and I just was like, ugh, I don't want to do this. And my Uncle Tom, he's like, ooh, what do you think's in there?
I know. That's how I would be.
It could be anything. And I
Yeah.
go, okay, simmer down. And
Calm
he
down.
was like, ooh, I wonder, what do you think's in there? I'm like, okay, you are giddy, and I'm on the struggle bus because I'm mourning the loss of my parents. Like, this is the
Yeah.
last, bastion. This is the
Yeah.
only thing that I really haven't tackled. I'm like, and he goes, ooh, I wonder if you'll find some Spanish doubloons.
Oh, what's that?
Spanish doubloons are like old timey money from,
Oh,
Spain, Mexico.
okay. Oh,
He goes,
okay.
ooh, maybe you'll find some Spanish doubloons. And I was like, Dad wasn't a pirate. What? Why? I go, Uncle Tom, shh, stop talking.
Yeah.
Stop talking. So I got in, and the only thing that I really needed to get is I needed to find a few documents because the lawyer demanded, he was like, you have to have this and that, blah, words. And he gave me like 11 things that I needed to have in order to close out the trust. And in the safety deposit box were 10 envelopes handwritten by my mom with the documents. There was only one thing that was not in there, and it was like the titles to the car. I could not believe my good fortune. I spent exactly 30 seconds in that safety deposit box and then shut it back up. Now I'm getting to the point of the story about the book. But I sort of rifled through it, and I noticed that mom had some like jewelry in there, and there was an envelope with some cash. I mean, like, I didn't rifle through it. I just wanted to get out of there. I just was like, okay, I got the 10 documents that I need.
Right.
Hallelujah, praise baby Jesus, I'm out.
Praise baby Jesus.
Okay, fast forward 5 years later. I clearly did not read my publishing contract because there was a charge for $6,000 that I
Oh
did
my
not that I did not see
God.
coming, and it was fine. It was in the contract. Like, I should have read it. I should not have been surprised that there was this cost. And I was like, where am I going to get my $1,000?
Right?
Like, that's just crazy. Like, and he was like, it's due like yesterday. And so,
And so it's
and
due like
so
yesterday.
I don't know why I did this. It's one of those weird cosmic kismet things. I was going up to Des Moines that weekend, and I go, I'm going to get in that safety deposit box because I have this weird feeling. I don't know. There was something about it. Now, keep in mind, I spent maybe 30 seconds in it total max. I did not take my Uncle Tom with me this time. I just went in. The little bank teller gal was over in the corner, and she goes, do you need any help? And I was like, no, I think I got this. And I, opened the thing, and
Yeah.
there was an envelope in there with $6,000. My parents,
How is that
I
even
don't,
possible?
to the exact penny, I lost. I'm like, and the bank
Yeah.
teller was like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine.
Oh.
She goes, well, she goes, $6,000. And I go, but I need it. This is $6,000. So I was already going to dedicate the book to my parents because it is truly an ode to them. But the fact
Yeah.
that the money that I so desperately needed to get this book published, the last like wave that I clearly did not read in my contract, was $6,000, and there was from the other side an envelope with $6,000. That sort of stuff is never happens.
That's amazing.
So
I
shout
would
out
be
mom and
like you.
dad.
Yeah. I would be like you standing there, be like, how did you guys know this was the exact amount that I needed?
It was
And I
crazy.
would just be bawling
I know.
because, like you said, that's like the last ode to
I know.
you from
I,
them.
I was not going to put it in the book, and then I was like, you know what? I am going to put it in the book because for
Yeah.
people who don't believe in that sort of thing. Like I
Yeah.
certainly did not manifest it, or maybe I did a
Yeah.
little bit, but like miracles
Maybe.
do happen.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That
Next
was
thing
a
we're
lot.
gonna.
That was a really elbow around my ass way to tell that story. Like that story should have
That's
taken 30
okay.
seconds and it took like 4 minutes.
No. 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 Not at all. Um.
Did you see what I did there? That story took 4 minutes. See what I did there?
I know. Did it really?
Because I don't know if you know this, but the name of my book is You Have
You have
Four
4 minutes.
Minutes.
Mine's about
Also,
nine
it's funny
seconds.
story. I don't know why, but I put on the exact same shirt that I had. I put on this sort of eggplant shirt, and then I was
I
like,
wondered if
"Oh,
that
that's
was the same
weird."
shirt.
Well, people will think that that's the only article of clothing that I own, and so I started. I kept just. Decided to stay in the purple family. So here we are.
Oh God. Okay. Now we're going to talk about chapter 18.
Is that the sober whisperer?
No, that'll be at the end.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna. Okay, all right.
This is your stroke is no joke chapter.
Child. Ugh, that was bad news bears. Apparently,
Yes.
when you turn 40, the wheels fall off,
Yeah.
figuratively and literally.
Yeah. So it's been what? It's been like 15 years ago then.
Well, given that I'm only 42, it really only happened 2 years ago.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Well,
but yeah.
you're just like my best friend. He hasn't gone past 36 in I don't know how many years. But
Well, every
anyway.
time people ask me how I know you, I always say, "Oh, Dee used to babysit me when I was little."
Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
I feel like that's on brand.
Yeah. I feel like that's my brand. Okay, so you had a stroke at the age of 40,
Yeah.
which in itself is rare. Um, you talk in the book about how when you started having the stroke, you were reaching out to a friend and you were holding your phone in your hand and it was like a foreign object. You like it was explain that feeling.
Well, I mean, like, the stroke had hit, I had called 911. I had gotten at the time this new drug, which was called a TPA, which is a clot
TPA.
buster, a
Yep.
TPA.
Yep. And you
But
have to get
15
it like
years
in the first
ago,
hour.
yeah, 15 years ago, that was a new novel treatment.
Yes, it
Now it's
was.
like commonplace.
Right.
But when the, emergency room doctor plunged it, oops, sorry, that wasn't in my heart, plunged it into my stomach, like the clot broke up. The,
Right.
the clot
Oh, it did.
instantly broke up. Yeah,
Oh,
but I was still, even though I was more lucid, even though I was sort of back, I still did not have the ability to speak. I did not have control over the left side of my body. It was a whole thing. And I was like, well, clearly I've had a stroke. This seems like a major medical incident. I should probably call someone. And so I'm trying to call my friend Eric. And
right, Eric.
imagine
Yeah.
trying to call with your just good hand. And
Yeah.
you're already like sort of fuzzy because your brain has just
Are you
exploded.
there?
And it was just, the whole thing was just comical. Anyway, so I finally got a hold of him. And of course, I couldn't talk. So that was awkward. The whole
Yeah.
thing was awkward. But you know what? Here I am 15 years
Yeah.
later. I have survived. I am a survivor. And there's a chapter about that in the book. There's also a
Right.
chapter about
We're gonna get
Brett
to that.
Michaels.
No. Shit. You stole my thunder.
Oh, there's
Okay.
also, wait, what were you going to say, Dee? I'm sorry.
No, I had some other questions about your stroke.
Oh, okay. Well, go on.
Um, and then we'll talk about Brett Michaels.
Okay.
Uh, but I want to give a shout out to your nurse that was in the hospital when you were in there after you'd had your stroke. Her name was Nessa.
Nessa.
Nessa. And you wrote in here where she came in and basically asked you, what can I do for you? And you were like, you need to keep all these people out of my room because there was just people constantly coming in to your room. And she looked at you and she laughed. And then she said, boyfriend, no can do. You're a 40-year-old white boy who stroked out and no one knows why. You have no medical history. Oops, sorry, I flipped the page. No family history, no drug history. You're the most interesting patient on the floor right now. You're our unicorn. Enjoy the attention. I folded my arms and pouted. Do you want a cookie from the cafe? She said. I'm thinking peanut butter, yes. And so then you stopped pouting and she went and got you a peanut butter cookie. Um, I just think that's so awesome that she was like that. I mean, she just laid it on the line for you. You're the only person on this floor that we don't know. We don't know. And I'm assuming to this day they still don't know.
No, no one knows why I stroked out. It's one of the great mysteries of life.
Hmm.
Again, no family history, medical history, no drug use.
No,
It
no.
was just my brain just decided it was going to explode, and there you go. There you have it.
Now, when you had your stroke, you talked about how you could kind of tell, um, that you were having it. And then Brett Michaels, this is my segue. Brett Michaels talked about when he had his, um, that I want to say it correctly. It was like a thunderclap in his brain. Did you feel anything like that when you were having? I mean, did you have a headache? Did you?
Yeah,
What was?
I had a headache, but more than anything, I just felt like crap. I felt more nauseous than I've ever been in my entire life. Like, and I remember that everything that I was doing that morning was getting increasingly more difficult to do. That's because the stroke was kind of, I don't know, if you building, it was sort
Yeah,
of, you know,
yeah,
it was happening, but it was happening low key. Whereas Brett Michaels' stroke just
yeah.
hit. And it was like, it was indeed a thunderclap in his head. Mine was more like really gradual. Like I could feel my blood pressure, my head was pounding. And then, I got physically, really, really sick to my stomach. And then all of a sudden, this is the weird part, is that I was working on my computer, and then all of a sudden my computer stopped working, and I was so mad because I had stuff to do. And I was like, ugh, this was literally just working like 5 minutes. What is happening? Well, it's not that my computer wasn't working, it's that I wasn't working. Like in my head, I'm typing with
Oh,
both hands. This is all that's happening. Like this hand. And so I was like, well, that's weird. My
yeah. That's
my hand's
interesting.
asleep. Or my arm's asleep. And so I get up and I
Oh.
take a step, and of course my left leg is gone out, and I just eat the
Mm.
floor. And don't ask me why I did this, because this is the crazy part of the story. But I got up and I hopped on my good leg, on my right leg,
Yeah.
to the mirror.
Okay.
And I distinctly remember trying to say my ABCs in my head. And in my head, I was like A B C D E F G. Like I could like I was saying them, and then I tried to verbalize it, and all I got out was uh,
Oh.
uh. And that's when I was like, holy crap, I'm having a stroke. And so called 911, and I'm in a hotel, and the 911 operator was very gracious. She was just like, sir, I get it. We know you're having a medical emergency. The ambulance has already been dispatched. It's 3 minutes away because the hospital, again, serendipity, was right around the corner. And she goes, but we don't know what room you're in. I don't know what room. So you have to get to the lobby. And so by this point, the stroke is like hitting. And I am like starting to lose like lucidity. Like I'm starting to like come in
Right.
and out of like reality. And I was like, ugh, well, this is going to be problematic because I am not going to die in this hotel room. And
Right.
so I hopped on my good leg to the lobby. And I could hear the ambulance. Like when they said it was 3 minutes away, it was legit. Like by that point, it was like 2 minutes away. So I could hear it. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm on a quest. And the last thing I remember out of that whole morning is when I made a visual with the ambulance pulling in, and I don't remember anything after that. I was just like, "Yay,
Wow.
ambulance!" And then, so by the great
Oh, my
literal grace
friend.
of God, go I. So
Yeah. Well, then later you met Brett Michaels
the
and
rebels.
the Brett Michaels, and he talked about his lasting effects that he has. And um, then you kind of talk about the lasting effects that you have from your stroke. And I thought it was so interesting because my new favorite TV program that I am totally obsessed with is on NBC, and it's called Brilliant Minds. Have you seen it?
Mm.
It's called Brilliant Minds, and the main character in there is he's a very widely known neurologist, brain surgeon, and he has the same problem that you have is facial recognition. And
I got nothing. I literally, that stroke scrambled any semblance of. If you're not wearing a name tag, I don't know who you are. And
yeah,
especially if we haven't seen each other in like 3 or 4 months, and it's not like I can even like look at you and be like, Todd, Tad, Thad. It's not, I'm like,
there's
ooh, begins
nothing.
with T. There's nothing. It is, and I have learned to cover that up so good. I would be
Yeah,
like,
that
Governor,
was going to be my
Senator,
question.
Doctor,
I
Sunshine,
know.
hey, friend, hey, girl. If I don't directly call you by name when we first meet, I have no idea who you are. I mean, I know that I know you, but I don't know who you
Right. That is amazing to me because he kind of does the same thing on the show. He has little tricks that he uses to recognize people. And I was going to ask you if you have any of those tricks, if you use them, but apparently you don't have any. You're just like, I don't know.
are.
I'll call you sir, girlfriend, senator, whatever.
Governor, Doctor.
Governor. Yeah.
It was okay. So I've had several book signings over the last
Yeah.
few weeks since the book came out, and uh, can we just can we just talk about how horrific that is when someone comes up and they're like, Michael, hi, and I'm like,
Oh, no, really?
hi, oh my god, how is it? How long has it been? Like I'm
Oh, and you
desperately
have no
trying
idea.
to go into my Rolodex. Diet Giri. I get nothing. I get there's beyond nothing. It is just like blank. And so I will go, hey, common spelling of your name? And then they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, spell that. Just in case. And they're like, Bob. I'm like, I go, and it was funny because the guy did not, I don't think that he got that. I didn't remember who he was. And I
Oh.
made some joke like, Bob, can you spell that backwards for me? I'm such a dork.
No,
But
you're not, because that's what I say.
Bob, if you're watching this, and you
Yeah.
probably are, I did not remember who you were, and I apologize.
Oh,
Well, that was like 9 out of 10 people I did not remember, and so I
that
had
is
a handler
amazing.
there, and I was like, "You have to tell me who these people are."
Yeah.
Even though these people were there, they were my friends, and they were there to see me. These are people that I haven't seen in like a year, 2 years,
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I
That,
can't remember the name of it. It's like there's a really clinical, sterile
yes.
300 letter name for
Yes.
it. And you know who else has it? Brad Pitt.
Yeah. You said that in the book.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I feel like you were destined to be a celebrity interviewer because you had a stroke that was similar to Brett Michaels' stroke, which left you with a condition that you also share with Brad Pitt. I mean, what are the odds?
I know.
Okay, well
I know.
let's get into this. Okay, so first of all, explain to those of us who are not celebrity interviewers or are not in that world. When you titled your book, you only have 4 minutes. What is the meaning behind that?
I would get sent on these things called junkets, and that's where movie studios would fly my happy ass from one side of the country to the other to interview celebrities for their movies. And I would go and I would stand and I would be in a line. Hold on, I got to close this door because you see that?
Yep, sun's coming in.
That's a lot of light coming in. Stand by.
It's a lot
Oh,
of light.
look, look at that. Ah. Here, I'm going to take you on a mini tour, Dee. I don't usually do
Okay.
this, but
No, that's
mini
okay.
tour while I close the door. One,
Oh, look at
two,
that.
three,
There they
4,
are.
5, 6, 7, 8. So
That
there you
is
go.
amazing.
So happy day. So, okay, let's back to. Well, that isn't much better at all. Sorry, dear. It's the price you
No, that's
pay
okay.
for.
No, that's okay. I'm not worried about it. So anyway,
Well, I am
um,
vain.
I'm vain.
So,
There's no reason for you to be vain because you're very handsome.
I know. Thank God. Tell me more.
I know, baby. Okay.
So yeah, the it's a whole medical condition, and that's not uncommon for people to have when they have strokes. So,
Really?
mm-mm.
I didn't know that. Okay. I
So
learned a lot reading your book.
good.
Okay, so you have 4 minutes to interview people, and that's why it's titled what it is. So,
Yeah, I would. You would literally sit down, and you would sit down, and it would be so weird because there's like Ashton Kutcher sitting right in front of you, and
who's
they're
from
like,
Iowa? Just want to
"That's where the
say.
tall corn grows." And
Yep.
there's Ashton Kutcher, and I literally see them go, and then it's on.
Really?
You have 4 minutes.
Really?
And you hear
Oh
in
my
your ear, they're
God.
like, 1 minute, 1 minute,
They
30 seconds,
do?
30 seconds. And like, it's not like the tape shuts off. It's not like the camera shuts off at 4 minutes. But if you go over and
Yeah.
yeah, it's bad. So I would always wrap things up at like 3 minutes and 30 seconds just so I had time to like get a
Right.
picture or whatever. Cause,
Yeah. Well, you
if it
never
doesn't
know.
happen on social media, it don't happen.
All right. Oh, Lord. Okay. So I
Okay.
want to highlight some chapters in your book, and I want to do it quickly because I want to
You
end
only have
this.
7 minutes. You have
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Okay. Worst interviewer or interviewer, worst interview ever. Tommy
Uh,
Lee Jones. Now,
Tommy Lee Jones was pretty bad only because he did not say like the interview was 4 minutes and I think he said maybe 2 dozen words, maybe.
that
Like
doesn't really surprise me with him, though.
he was very curmudgeon-y and
Yeah.
it was pretty brutal. And I mean, like, I seriously, I think he said, I think I counted one day and I think it was like 19 words, like 20 if you count as 2 words. I don't know. It was
Oh,
just awful and it was not usable. But
yeah.
the one that really was like, well, there's a thing in there. I affectionately refer to it as the good, the bad, and the Chris Kattan.
Yes.
Oh,
I love that.
I do not know
I remember when you did that interview.
what Chris Kattan
Yeah.
was on allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know. All I remember is that he was super sweaty and
Yeah.
fidgety and
Hmm.
made no sense and ate an apple. And not in a funny comedic way, not like Mr. Peepers. He ate
Okay.
an apple in the middle of the interview, and that thing lives on YouTube. Go find it.
Yeah.
Just type in Michael Mackie, Chris Kattan. You're welcome,
Yeah. You'll see
and
it.
you'll
Yeah.
see, you'll see it. And
Yeah.
I'm not. Why would I make this up? And then at the
No.
very end, I was like, Chris, Chris, oh my God, thank you so much for almost being here today. It was just
Right. Well,
I
I
can't
thought it.
believe whoever was letting him who cut him. I don't know if his publicist was there that day. I don't remember, but whoever it was should not have let him do that interview.
Yeah.
And but then what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah. But I thought it was funny in the Tommy Lee Jones chapter. Your dad,
Oh, my dad
oh,
mistook Tommy Lee
Jones
Jones.
for Tommy Lee.
Right. He goes, who are you interviewing today? And I go, Tommy Lee Jones. And he was like, the drummer guy. And I go, close. I go, that's Tommy Lee. I'm interviewing
Yeah.
the Academy Award winner, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. But I want to give kudos to your dad for knowing who Tommy Lee was.
Well, he probably was Googling it. I don't really think that.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
My dad was 104. I highly doubt he
He
knew who
wasn't
Molly Crew was.
104. He was older, but he wasn't 104.
Blessed.
Um, blessed. Okay. So then I want to talk about, which I almost said it when you sat up there in the sun, because it just the quick picture just continually reminds me of your twin, and that would be Jim Gaffigan.
Oh,
And I love the chapter on this when people stop you in the airport. You have a Starbucks cup in your hand, and they stop you at the airport thinking you're Jim Gaffigan and want pictures and
now I don't look as much like him anymore, but back
bullshit.
in my youth, I looked a lot like him, or he looked a lot like me. I don't know. Anyway, I was very pasty. I did not have the beard going on, and I can see where some people would think that I looked like him. And so when he came to Kansas City, I was on a quest. I was on a mission, a personal mission to get him on the show so we could talk about how I was his doppelganger and people kept
Right.
mistaking me for him and whatever. And his people were like, no. And I was bummed. And
Oh, really?
so I did what any persistent stalker fan celebrity interviewer would do. I started this entire campaign called hashtag evil twin and
Yeah.
somehow got him on the show.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't think we look anything alike. And I was like, right? But then I was kind of bummed
Yeah.
because
You
I was
guys
like,
do look alike. I hate to tell you, but you do.
back
And
in the day we did. I will say that.
and I just thought it was funny as I was reading the chapter, knowing you and how this has been an ongoing thing in your life. I thought it was funny when the chapter says he has 5 kids and you don't like them. And I
Yes.
thought, well, there's the difference between you two.
He has so many kids, he should live in a shoe.
I know. And they live in a small apartment in New York City.
Uh, seriously.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
Lord. Okay.
you should be
So
hearing in your ear right now. You should be hearing in your ear 2 minutes.
I know I'm getting there. I got 2 more things and then we're done.
Yes.
Um, chapter 27.
Uh huh.
Can I just say the chapter and you'll know what I'm talking
No,
about?
I have no idea. I mean, I have the book here. The book, you have
Yes.
4 minutes
You have 4 minutes.
with do you see who wrote the
Yeah. Ford, Cindy Wilson of the B-52s.
child?
I
Anyway,
know.
chapter 27. Last question.
Yes. The
Go.
sober. No, this isn't the last one. Don't no, don't get crazy. Um,
Okay.
the soberer whisperer. The sober whisperer. Boy, that's hard to say. I adore you for you realizing that you had a problem and addressing it. Getting sober. And you say in this chapter that your motto is just period, don't period, drink period. And you've carried that through your whole sober journey. But I want to also know if you have any other tricks that you use. Maybe if I have a subscriber out there that is kind of questioning if they're an alcoholic or not, what kind of tricks, and they're on that journey to being sober, what kind of tricks can you use to prevent yourself from, I'm sorry, my words are really hard today.
Words are hard. Well, I would say
Yeah,
here's my whole thing. You have to have a support network.
yeah,
And you have to like people come into my house and they see my bar and they're like, "You have a bar? I thought you were an alcoholic." And I'm like, "Well,
yeah,
I'm a wino.
yeah,
So I don't drink alcohol, but I drank copious amounts of wine. And so you know what I don't have in my house?
wine,
Wine. You know where I don't go? Wine bars. You know, anything that could be triggering or weird. And to this day, I'll be sober 10 years in
yay,
January. Thank you. And I'm still triggered. It's a disease. It
yeah,
just, you know. So to people who are on the struggle bus, I say you are not alone. You need to find
yeah,
some support. You need to find some help. And if I'm just going to flat out say it, if you think you have a drinking problem, you probably do. So
yeah. what do you think are the most rewarding aspects of your recovery journey?
Uh, I don't wake up just completely fuzzy. Like I wake up super early now, ready to start my day. And alcohol is a depressant, so it wasn't
Yeah.
helping matters, that's for sure. And I mean, let's call it what it is. My year of just binge drinking wine, I packed on 60 pounds.
Oh
60.
yeah. Yeah.
And
And
I
your
got
doctor.
chastised by my
Yeah.
doctor, who was like,
Yeah.
"You, that is 5 pounds a month. That takes effort."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oy." So, yeah.
Oy.
Oy.
Um. Okay. Now this is the last part. I promise. Your book is so interesting. The layout of it and just the way you did the whole thing. Acknowledgments is the last chapter of your book, and oh yeah, and I wanted to talk to you. Oh yeah, also okay. My ADD just kicked in. I'm sorry.
Squirrel.
I learned about the fact that you know French.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
I, I took it all the way through high school, all the way through college. I got my minor in it. Can't read
Oh,
it, can't speak it, can't write it. But if two people are just up there yammering
oh,
away en français, I can understand them. But if they turn the
really?
conversation around on me, I'm like, ugh, holy merd.
Uh,
So, yeah.
okay. Well, anyway, back to the acknowledgments. You had a paragraph in there about your aunts. Now, I'm assuming this is your mom's sisters.
My mom's, it's actually my mom's sister, my dad's brother's wife, and my mom's brother's wife. So,
Okay.
my
All
three
right.
aunts.
Okay. And just how they kind of took care of you. They stepped in when your parents passed, and just
They
kind of
still
told
do.
you, yeah, they're still kind of overseeing. They're kind of trying to not take the place of your mom, but just help you along with your life journey as your mother. But I love the hashtag that you had on their little paragraph there. Do you remember what it was?
Hashtag handballs.
We are now going to discuss handballs.
Mm. Get in my belly. Handballs. Iowa handballs. There is nothing better, and nothing will get me to, literally, nothing will get me to your lunch, dinner, buffet. Uh, what are those things called? Potluck
Potluck.
is if there are handballs. Mm,
Okay.
Iowa handballs. Mm.
Yes. Now I'm so glad that you said that. I'm so glad that you said Iowa handballs because apparently I did not know this. Handballs are only special to Iowa.
Mm.
When we moved up here to Wisconsin, my two sons, they love handballs. They're Iowans. They were born and raised in Iowa. And they're like, "Well, can you please make us some handballs?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So I got the recipe. Okay, handballs call for ground ham. So you go to the butcher and you look in the freezer, there's no such thing. And you ask the butcher, "Do you have any ground ham?" And he looks at you like,
You have three
as
heads.
yeah, yes. You
Uh-huh.
cannot find it anywhere here in Wisconsin. You cannot find ground ham up here.
No.
And we go back to Iowa, I got to get ground ham to bring
Uh-huh.
back here so I can make ham balls.
If I go to my auntie's and they're like, "What do you want for din?" and before they even say "ner," I always go handballs. And so now they don't even ask. They're like, "Hey, we're having handballs." I'm like, "Yeah, you are,"
Yeah,
because I'm in town. I don't care what
yeah,
you do, literally the rest of the year. But if I'm in town and you make lasagna, I'm going to beat you about the head and shoulders.
yeah,
I want handballs.
yeah.
So,
Well, Michael,
well, D.
I just want to say you are such an amazing friend, and I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you with this book. You only have 4 minutes. Mine's all marked up. I was tearing the tags off as we were going through, but I have all kinds of tags down here. But it's a great book. It's a great read. It's fun. It's entertaining. Um, and what I liked best, I was telling my subscribers that it's 52 chapters. Don't worry about that. They're very short chapters. And it's just really good. And I'm so proud of you. I
It's
really
52
am.
chapters. Why?
Oh, because you're 52?
No, no, shut it.
Oh.
No, for the B-52s,
Oh
which
yeah, I
there
didn't
are
even put the
multiple
connection.
chapters.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a B-52s fan, this is the book for you, no doubt. Um, yeah, wow. I didn't even put the connection together. Well, now
Woo!
the whole closing off. But anyway, tell us, what do you have coming up in your career in the next year or so that we can
I'm gonna ride
maybe
this wave for as long as I can, girl.
Okay.
It is a marathon, not a sprint. So this
Yeah.
book has been out what? Not even it's been out a month
Yeah.
yesterday. And so I'm just now kind of getting my footing. I'm doing some book signings. I'm getting the word out there. So yeah, it's
Right.
available on Amazon. It's available in some local airports here down in the metro, Des Moines, Kansas City. So yeah, it's exciting. So I would
Yeah.
love if you like celebrity gossip and who's what's its. This is the book for you. Again,
Yeah.
if you are a member of Mensa, you will probably not appreciate this book because it is tiny, bite-sized, mindless chapters that you can
They're
read on
not
the pooper.
mindless. They're fun. They're
Yeah, they're
not
fun.
mindless. They're fun.
They're fun. I'll give you that.
Um, okay, so folks, that's going to be it for today. Please go buy Michael's book, read it, leave a review after you read it on Amazon to help his algorithm.
What she
And
said.
I will have all of his social media links in the description. I will have a link to the Amazon site for his book in the description. And that's it for today. Michael, thank you. I was very nervous because you're
You
obviously.
were nervous?
I was. I mean, oh my God, you're a major interviewer, and honestly, this is my first interview I've ever done.
Oh, I would never have known. Well, it helps
Really?
that I popped your cherry. So, because we're friends, so to
Yeah,
speak.
there are other people in on my channel here that I've kind of gotten into the music industry, and there's other musicians I'm wanting to interview. I have those feelers out, and is this like if they come back and say yes, I'm going to pee my pants. I mean, that's all there is to it.
I'm doing it right now. That's why I'm wearing my June
Oh
Allison bladder
God.
pants.
Okay. Okay. That's it for today, Michael. I love you. Thank you for coming on my show. And yeah.
You're very good at what you do. I hope this
Oh, thank you.
podcast thing takes off, and I can't
Yeah.
wait to see all your successes in 2026, girl.
Thank you, son. I love you. Bye bye.
Bye.